Welcome to another episode of Mexican in the Kitchen. Today I have a very simple recipe, very quick, very easy. I have some cornstarch or maicena, I have some strawberry jam, 3 habaneros, and I also have some water. As you can see, this recipe doesn't take that many ingredients, it's really as simple as it gets. The first thing I will do is remove the stems from the habaneros, and this is going to be super simple, just cut them off and set them aside. I want to remind you, when handling habaneros you have to be very careful, wash your hands right after, and also if you are using this chopping board or the knife, make sure to wash them before. If you just rinse them, it might still linger, and anything you cut afterwards will be quite spicy. After removing the stems, I'm going to throw my habaneros in a tiny pot and set it on the stove. Now I will add some water, and I will add enough water so that they float, and this way they will be moving around while the water is boiling. Now I will set my stove on a 8 out of 9, so high fire. This could vary of course depending on your stove and you know it better, but what I want to do is get the water to boil, and after that maybe leave them there for about 5 minutes. The way you know they are ready, like in this case, is I use my spoon just to press a bit on them and I made a hole into it. They were very soft, so I can set them aside and wait for them to cool down a bit. While I'm preparing the sauce, I already have my wings on the air fryer. I'm not going to show you exactly how I did those, that's something you can do however way you prefer, but I want to serve this sauce with wings because I want to show you how I would use it. Now, while I am waiting for the habaneros and the wings, I'm using some cornstarch or maicena. I'm taking 2 tablespoons and then I'm going to throw them into this glass. I am also adding 1/3 of a cup of water, and that should be around 79 milliliters. Once we have added the water, we can mix it. We want to make sure we don't have any lumps. We try to mix it properly. And the reason why we are dissolving these before adding it to our sauce is because if we add the powder, you might have some lumps and those might burn on the pan. It might become a problem. So by first dissolving all the cornstarch in water, we make it very easy to add to our sauce. Cornstarch is a very simple way to make any sauce thicker. So we're going to dissolve it and we're going to set this aside. We're using it soon. For this part of the recipe we need a blender, and I'm going to start by adding my jam. In this case I'm using normal Finnish strawberry jam, very sweet, chunky, quite nice. I'm adding 5 tablespoons. This recipe usually calls for 4, but in this case my habaneros are quite big, so I'm adjusting it a bit. These amounts are not set in stone. If you are someone that doesn't eat too spicy food and you just want a bit of the flavor, of course you can use maybe just half of an habanero even. The next thing I will add is the habanero. And in this case it was not the best take because I'm covering the camera, but I'm just going to take them with a spoon, throw them in there. If you take some water with them, if they have some water in, don't worry about it. Try not to take a lot of water, but it's fine if you get some of it there. Finally, we are adding some water. This is 1/3 of a cup again. It's 79 milliliters. After adding the water, all we have to do now is blend everything together. How long you want to blend this is completely up to you. It depends on the blender you have. Personally, I want to blend it for a bit longer. Just make sure everything liquefies quite nicely. If you want a bit chunkier sauce, it's up to you, but especially because habanero is quite strong, you want to make sure it blends nicely, so then you don't get just like a chunk of the chili and it's just like a smooth, nice sauce. After blending my sauce, I'm going to the stove once again. I have a small pan. I am adding 1/3 of a cup of water, 79 milliliters. My stove right now is off. I will turn it on when I add the sauce, but right now it's just a bit warm from boiling the habaneros. After adding the water, we are also adding our sauce. As you can see, it's quite nicely blended. And we are also adding the cornstarch. Because I had this on the side for a while, I'm going to give it another stir and then I'm going to add it. Once all the ingredients are in there, I can now turn my stove on. And you can do it before, but I like not to be in a hurry. I will start on a 4 out of 9. I'm going to take things easy, but of course if you want to do it a bit quicker, you can go a bit higher as well. For mixing these, I'm using a silicone spatula. I use these because later when the sauce will thicken, it will be easier to just move it around, make sure you take everything from the pan. After a while, you will notice the sauce starts bubbling, and especially in those places where it starts bubbling, you will notice a slight change of color. After a while, that color will start changing everywhere, and that's exactly what we want, because that means it's getting thicker. Remember, it's important to keep an eye on your sauce, keep stirring from time to time, and just make sure it doesn't stick to the pan. How thick or liquid you want the sauce is completely up to you. Personally, I like this texture quite a lot. You can see how the sauce coats the spoon quite nicely. That's exactly the texture I was going for, because that means this sauce will stick very nicely to our chicken wings. If you are using this for tacos, for example, maybe you don't want to make it this thick, but anyway, I really like this texture, so personally, I always leave it like this. I like serving some of the sauce in a tiny cup where you can dip your wings in case you need more sauce. Here are my chicken wings. As you saw in the video, I made them using the air fryer. They are the basic, ready to throw into the air fryer or the oven kind of chicken wings you buy frozen. You can get your chicken wings ready in any way you prefer. I like throwing them in a bowl. I will add a few spoons of my sauce and just shake them. I do this because I like the sauce to coat them quite nicely. As you can see, the chicken wings are coated quite nicely with the sauce, and now we can serve them. For serving my wings, I'm using some carrots, some cucumber sticks as well. I like these because they're fresh, and these vegetables also go quite nicely with this dip or this sauce. As I said, I'm also adding the small cup with some sauce because it goes really nice with the vegetables. You can dip them in there, and I'm sure I'm going to dip my wings even more because this sauce is just too good. This is how I make this habanero sauce. This strawberry habanero is really nice. It's a beautiful, beautiful sauce because you have the texture, very sticky. You know, you have a bit of the sweetness and you have the kick. It's a bit of a journey when you're eating your wings. It has a kick, it has sweetness, it has like the whole like sticky, you know, that it sticks to the wing. You will have a lot of texture when you're biting. It's delicious. It contrasts quite nicely with the crispiness of the wing, and I just think it works nicely. Habanero works very nicely with this kind of sweet, savory kind of like sauces or kind of like uses. In this case, it's a bit of a twist on the more common or more traditional mango habanero, but I really like this because you always have some strawberry jam there, you know, on the back of the fridge, and it's something that you might even have forgotten about it. You can use that a bit more often because, for example, here in Finland, where you don't always have habaneros on the store, I like to have a couple of habaneros on the fridge, on the freezer, and you can use it whenever you want. It's ingredients you can always have in the fridge, and this is just nice. I hope you like it. Try at home, press like, subscribe, activate the bell, share with your friends, all those kind of things, and see you in the next one. I don't usually record again after I have said all these kind of YouTube kind of things to say, but I just want to show you again. Look how sticky, how thick it is. It just completely sticks there. This is how I like it. Here in Finland, it's more common to see them have a bit more of a liquid sauce. In Mexico, this is what you do. Very thick sauce. It just sticks to the wing completely. You can have very many different sauces on the plate and just mix them. But now you can go and try it at home. See you in the next one.